Take one.
Really don't think anybody wants to see this.
Oh, I do.
What's going on? What's going on here?
We're doing a TV show, remember?
Let me show you.
It's that pill that solves everything. Antibiotics. We didn't have that, okay?
No, we may be pushing our luck at this point.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
What is love?
There's summer mucho.
I suppose you've been waiting for this moment for quite a while, haven't you?
Oh, would you like a bite?
I'd love some expired, way too hot New England clam chowder. I love a good mouth scalding.
Dear sweet mother of God.
It's a priest.
Unbelievable.
And the Emmy goes to...
And the Emmy goes to...
And the Emmy goes to...
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Please welcome your host for Wednesday's 2020 Creative Arts Emmy Awards. She's an actress, comedian, writer, and the Emmy-nominated host of Netflix's Nailed It. Here is Nicole Byer.
Welcome to night 3 of the 2020 Creative Arts Emmy Awards. I'm still wearing the same dress. I sleep in it. I'm Nicole Byer. Tonight, we celebrate the above and below the line artists in production, design, cinematography, costumes, hair and makeup, special effects, and editing, both pictures and sound. Oh my! One of the most nominated shows is The Mandalorian. Everyone this year fell in love with Baby Yoda, and while adorable, I do think it's inappropriate to put prosthetics on an actual baby. I mean, did the baby get hurt? Do we know where Baby Yoda is now? Anyway, while you're busy fact-checking that joke, let's say hello to our first presenters, Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Hillary Burton Morgan.
She is still Hillary Burton Morgan.
He's still Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And you can catch us on Friday Night In with the Morgans on AMC.com.
Yep, it's just like the two of us hanging out at home, but our friends are also at home staying in. But unlike, most stuff, there's no crazy fights or car chases or space sequences or awesome CGI.
But at some point, maybe, when we have a bigger budget.
In the meantime, here are this year's nominees for Outstanding Special Visual Effects.
The special visual effects teams from Lost in Space, 97. The Mandalorian, Chapter 2, The Child. Stranger Things, Chapter 8, The Battle of Starcourt. Watchmen, See How They Fly. Westworld, Crisis Theory.
And the Emmy goes to...
The Mandalorian, Chapter 2, The Child.
Star Wars has inspired audiences for generations, with relatable characters grounded in a galaxy far, far away. I want to thank Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni for building on this legacy and trusting us to help bring their creative vision to life on The Mandalorian. Lucasfilm and ILM have a rich history of developing groundbreaking technologies in the service of filmmaking, inspired by Jon's vision and with the unwavering support of Kathleen Kennedy, Colin Wilson, Karen Gilchrist, John Bartnicki, everyone at Disney Plus and Lucasfilm. I believe we've created something very special with this show. Thank you to the artists, engineers, and production staff from all of our visual effects partners around the world. Thank you to the Television Academy for this incredible honor.
Now, on to Outstanding Special Visual Effects in a Supporting Role.
Here are your nominees.
The special visual effects teams from Devs, Episode 8. The Handmaid's Tale, Household. Tales from the Loop, Loop. Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan, Strongman. Vikings, The Best Laid Plans.
Congratulations. Congratulations on winning your Emmys.
I think you're supposed to say the Emmy goes to.
Oh, and the Emmy goes to...
Vikings, The Best Laid Plans.
Thanks to the Academy and its members for this amazing honor. Thank you to the artists and crew at Mr. X and Take 5 for their incredible visual effects. To our partners at Take 5 Productions, John Weber, Sheila Hawken, Bill Goddard, Bill Halliday, and Kyle McDonald. Thanks to everyone at MGM and History Channel, Steve Stark, Arturo Antarian, Rebecca Rudd, Paul Bucheri, Peter O, and Steve Wakefield. Also to Morgan O'Sullivan, Daniel Grew, the director of this episode, and Michael Hurst for creating an amazing story. To the on-set crew in Ireland and everyone involved, thank you and stay safe.
And now, please welcome the star of Hightown on Stars, Monica Raymond.
Hi, everybody. I am so thrilled to be here tonight. Perfectly lit, framed, and streaming to you in no small part due to the talents of cinematographers. They and their teams harness the power of the camera and make all of us look good in the process. And I know you can't see him right now, but I think Camera A is blushing. You're killing it, Camera A, you're killing it. Here are the nominees for Outstanding Cinematography for a Limited Series or Movie.
Jonathan Freeman, Defending Jacob, After. Rob Hardy, Devs, Episode 7. Martin Algren, The Plot Against America, Part 1. Javier Grobet, Watchmen, Little Fear of Lightning. Gregory Middleton, Watchmen, This Extraordinary Being.
And the Emmy goes to...
Gregory Middleton, Watchmen, This Extraordinary Being. The Academy accepts the Emmy on their behalf.
Next up, we have Outstanding Cinematography for a Multi-Camera Series. Here are the nominees.
Patty Lee, Bob Hart's Abishola, Ice Cream for Breakfast. John Simmons, Family Reunion, Remember Black Elvis? Donald A. Morgan, The Ranch, It Ain't My Fault. Gary Baum, Will and Grace, Accidentally on Porpoise.
And the Emmy goes to...
Donald A. Morgan, The Ranch, It Ain't My Fault.
I want to thank the Academy, Netflix, my fellow nominees, our executive producers, Don Rio, Jim Patterson, Melanie Patterson, my all incredible IA crew, camera, electric, grips, wardrobe, makeup. Thank you. Thank you. And Geneva, I love you.
And now here are the nominees for Outstanding Cinematography for a Single Camera Series, Half Hour.
Benedict Spence, The End of the Effing World, Episode 2. Jazz Shelton, Homecoming, Giant. Kiera Kelly, Insecure, Low-Key Happy. Ava Berkowski, Insecure, Low-Key Lost. Greg Fraser and Baz Idoin, The Mandalorian, Chapter 7, The Reckoning.
And the Emmy goes to...
Greg Fraser and Baz Idoin, The Mandalorian, Chapter 7, The Reckoning.
Thank you very much, guys. This is much appreciated. Thanks to the Academy. Thanks to Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and Kathy Kennedy. Your leadership and vision are incredible.
And we really want to thank Andrew Jones and Richard Bluff for their collaboration and the work of Riley Brown, our second unit DP.
And our incredible crew, of course. And to Jodie Freed, my beautiful wife, Felix Fraser, Leah Fraser, and Poppy Fraser. Thank you.
And thanks to Cynthia, my wife, and my family in New Zealand.
And my family in Australia.
At this time, it is my honor to introduce actor, athlete, activist, and writer, Emmy nominee Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Now, you most likely know me from my career in the NBA, as well as my turn as an actor. But as of 2018, I'm also a television writer, writing on the staff of Veronica Mars. So even at the height of 7 feet and 2 inches, I'm now below the lines. And overall, Black people in the crafts carry a far less percentage of total nominations. Despite progress above the line, below the line remains overwhelmingly white.
I love making people laugh.
The idea of getting to share what's in my imagination.
Telling a story visually was a huge passion of mine.
I didn't ask you your qualifications when I showed up. So why are you asking me mine?
Don't know how you are going to be received in certain places. And it's just always fascinating to me. I'm like, boy, white folks will just walk on in there.
Yeah, you know what you want to be in my next show? It's going to be 5 white people, but you're going to be my one person, right? I'll give you money, don't worry. Just please fill my quota.
Yo, my name is Kendrick Sampson. I'm an actor, producer, and co-founder of a nonprofit called Build Power. What made me so passionate about storytelling was that it was the most effective form of communication. Traditionally and overwhelmingly, Hollywood depictions of Black people are either subhuman or superhuman. We very rarely get to see the truth-telling of our complex humanity. The anti-Black culture that we perpetuate in Hollywood translates to anti-Black violence in broader society. We are demanding the realization of a safe, professional, and creative environment free of white supremacy's influence over our narratives, including Black women, children, men, trans, gender nonconforming, queer, differently abled, deaf, those with mental health issues, those who are formerly incarcerated or currently incarcerated. Our demands are: 1, divest from police; 2, divest from racist content; 3, invest in anti-racist content; 4, invest in our careers; 5, invest in our communities. We have to move beyond the conversation of diversity and inclusion into the work of liberation.
I want to be a showrunner.
Like a period piece in old New York.
To showrun a docu-series based on comedic legends. It'd be the all-time dream.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bobby Cannavale.
I'm Rose Byrne.
And we are so thrilled and honored to be here with you today at the Creative Arts Emmys. And we're here from Australia, where it is the future. We are here a day ahead. And so, you know, that doesn't mean anything, actually, except that I'm getting fat and old. We haven't seen anybody in 6 months.
That's right.
Except each other. It's going great.
And we want to give someone an award for the best hairdresser.
Contemporary hairstyle, kind of like this.
Or like this.
Here comes the nominees for Outstanding Contemporary Hair Design Style.
The hairstyling teams from Blackish Hair Day, Grace and Frankie, The Laughingstock, The Handmaid's Tale, Liars, The Politician, Pilot, Schitt's Creek, Happy Ending. This Is Us, Strangers, Part 2.
And the Emmy goes to
Blackish Hair Day.
I would first like to thank my mother and children. Without their patience and encouragement, I wouldn't be able to share my art with the world. I would personally like to thank Enoch Williams, Robert C. Matthews, and Stacey Morris. Thank you for sharing your creative expertise and following my lead. I want to say thank you to my Blackish family. Thank you for creating a safe space for creativity and a place to call home. Thank you, Stephanie at Impact 24, for keeping me in the forefront and publicly relevant.
And the nominees for Outstanding Period Makeup and/or prosthetics, not prosthetics, no, what is it? And now that here are the nominees.
Wait, hold on, just like have your eyes open for a second before you start talking. Want me to do it?
Yeah.
And now here are the nominees for Outstanding Character Makeup.
Non-prosthetic.
Character Makeup Prosthetic. And now here are the nominees for Outstanding Period and/or Character Makeup Non-Prosthetic.
The makeup teams from American Horror Story, 1984, The Lady in White. Hollywood, Outlaws. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, It's Comedy or Cabbage. Pose, Acting Up. Star Trek Picard, Stardust City Rag.
And the Emmy goes to, and the Emmy goes to?
The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, It's Comedy or Cabbage.
Good evening. On behalf of Patricia Regan and the entire Maisel makeup team, we'd like to thank Amy Sherman Palladino, Daniel Palladino, Amazon Studios, and the members of the Academy. Thank you for this honor.
And here are the nominees for Outstanding Prosthetic Makeup for a series, limited series, movie or special.
The makeup teams from American Horror Story, 1984, True Killers. Hollywood, Jump. The Mandalorian, Chapter 6, The Prisoner. Pose, Love's in Need of Love Today. Star Trek, Picard, Absolute Candor. Westworld, Crisis Theory.
And the Emmy goes to?
Star Trek Picard, Absolute Candor.
I'd like to thank the amazing crew of artists and technicians at my studio. I'd like to thank my mentors, Tom and Barry Berman, Aaron Kruger-McCash, my mom, my dad, and Donald. A special thank you to my beautiful wife, Sasha, for supporting me in everything I do, along with contributing your amazing talents to this show. I share this with you.
I'd like to thank CBS, Alex Kurtzman, Heather Caden, Aaron Byers, Akiva Goldsman, and our amazing director, Jonathan Franks. The 267 artists that came out and played it with us this year, and my wife. With a group of men in a male-dominated category, we must say the new rules have left over 10 women off the ballot this year. Sylvie Knight should be here with us today. We stand with women.
Welcome back to the 2020 Creative Arts Emmys. At this time, we have a comedy bit in which I give away 2 fake awards. This year, I created 2 new categories that reflect the new normal in dealing with the coronavirus pandemic. I asked Dr. Anthony Fauci to present, but he was just like, Nicole, I'm busy, which is like rude. Anyway, the first category is for Outstanding Achievement in COVID-19 Compliance, recognizing shows that have demonstrated the very best way to stay safe. And here are the nominees.
The Masked Singer.
The Masked Singer is nominated because, well, honestly, you should know it. They're wearing masks. We should all be wearing masks.
At Home with Amy Sedaris.
I mean, it's in the title of the show, At Home with Amy. Amy's following quarantine. She's in her home. She's not talking to nobody. You guys, stay home.
Big Little Lies.
I think we can all agree that incarceration is bad. It's really bad. But the use of plexiglass PPE is good. And the fake award goes to... There's no envelope, it's my show, nailed it. Oh my God, am I the first host of an award show to win a fake award? I think so, and I just want to say thank you. Okay, great. Now we're on to our second fake category, Outstanding but Questionable COVID-19 Compliance. Take a look.
Carpool Karaoke, Stranger Things.
Yuck, those kids were singing at the top of their lungs in an enclosed vehicle? To me it looks like a super spreader event.
Killing Eve.
Great actors. great scene. But anytime you're smelling each other, you're probably a lot closer than 6 feet apart.
Queer Eye.
This clip speaks for itself. And it's a 3-way tie. Oh boy, they're all terrific shows, but truly horrible examples of social distancing. Congratulations to everybody.
Brides made us feel something once. They can do it again. Introducing the turbocharged K5.
Please welcome Brandy Evans.
What's up, Creative Arts Emmys? I'm Brandy Evans from the series P-Valley. Now, the shows in this next category cover a lot of ground. There's a steampunk mystery romance, a bleak drama, the latest installment of Star Wars, a DC Comics superhero saga, and a Western-themed leisure park where the robots have taken over. Whew, there's a lot going on here. These are the nominees for Outstanding Fantasy Sci-Fi Costumes.
The costume design teams from Carnival Row, Ashland. The Handmaid's Tale, Household. The Mandalorian, Chapter 3, The Sin. Watchmen, it's summer and we're running out of ice. Westworld, Parce Domine.
And the Emmy goes to...
Watchmen, it's summer and we're running out of ice.
Valerie and I thank the Academy for honoring the costume design in Watchmen. Thank you to my longtime friend HBO for telling the stories that are not told in our history books, our visionary creator, Damon Lindelof, our daring director, Nicole Castle, and the brilliant producing team. Thank you, Michael Vasquez and Sandra Marsh Management. To my friends and family for their support. To our costume department that rose to the challenge, and the amazing cast, especially the formidable Sister Knight, played by Regina King, our superhero. Thank you.
Congratulations on the win. Now here are the nominees for Outstanding Period Costumes.
The costume design teams from The Crown, Creative Arts. Hollywood, A Hollywood Ending. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, It's Comedy or Cabbage. Mrs. America, Shirley. Pose, Acting Up.
And the Emmy goes to...
The Crown, Creative Arts.
This is amazing. Thank you. Thank you to the Emmys, to Netflix, to Left Bank, and the best costume team ever. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And of course, thank you to our fabulous crowd team for all of their hard work. Thank you.
Thank you to our entire team, who are all truly brilliant. To the casting crew for being a complete joy, and of course to Amy for being the absolute best. Thank you so much.
All Emmy nominees and winners were voted on by members of the Television Academy. The voting process was overseen by the accounting firm of Ernst & Young LLP, who have taken their security measures to a whole new level. Here are partners Paul Chen, Suzanne DeYoung, and Andy Sale. Even in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic, winners are known only by Ernst & Young until they are revealed to the director of tonight's show as it is airing. Thank you, Ernst & Young, for your service.
The foundation is really helping to change what the landscape of TV looks like. There's a shift now in the kinds of stories that are being allowed to be told, and the Television Academy Foundation is helping to amplify those voices.
This internship program changed my life and made me realize that I can be the next Shonda Rhimes, maybe.
Different ethnicities, different backgrounds, and it's amazing. You're just bringing something new to the industry.
It really set me up for success in my career.
I don't remember this ever happening. You know, sitting down and having this kind of conversation about Latinos or the Latinx experience in Hollywood.
The things that we're beginning to do on Grey's Anatomy is say, please submit actors with disabilities. Why are we only seeing able-bodied people? There's nothing about this patient who says he can't be deaf.
We're illustrating this idea that we are indeed everywhere, even on TV.
Every piece of information that we get is taken back to the classroom.
The session with the women directors was amazing.
All the access that we've had to these people has just been eye-opening for me.
I've always loved the interviews. To have them chronicled and to have their essence on tape and on film for future generations, I think is fantastic.
The legacy matters a bit. To sit here and imagine somebody watching this in 50 years is kind of interesting.
This is for all the women in animation that have finally made it.
This award means so much to us, but not just us, but also the LGBT community.
Thank you to the Television Academy Foundation.
I just love the Television Academy Foundation reaches back and anoints the next generation.
I was a 20-year-old kid, and I was sitting in rooms with Barry Diller. Who else gives you a chance like that?
I absolutely owe my career to the internship program. I wouldn't be here today. Thank you, Academy. It's been a great 21 years. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. It's me, Giancarlo Esposito, and I'm here to present 3 different awards for outstanding picture editing. And if there's one thing I want you to take away from this presentation, it's this. Good editing is extremely important, and not everyone can do it. Here are the nominees for outstanding multi-camera picture editing for a comedy series.
Brian Schnuckel, The Connors, Slappy Holidays.
Because you're a loser and you were the bane of her existence. Don't you ever touch my mother!
Cheryl Campsmith, One Day at a Time, Boundaries.
Sex is between people who are married. It is Adam and Eve, not Bzz and Eve.
Peter Bate, Will and Grace, We Love Lucy.
Listen, Apple, I think this is, I think we're fighting a losing game.
Joseph Fulton, Will and Grace, What a Dump.
We can do this. We can do this.
And the Emmy goes to
Cheryl Campsmith, One Day at a Time, Boundaries. The Academy accepts the Emmy on their behalf.
And now, here are the nominees for outstanding single-camera picture editing for a drama series.
Andrew S. Eisen, The Mandalorian, Chapter 2, The Child.
You can train. With Jawas? Are you out of your mind? I will take you to them. I have spoken.
Dana E. Glauberman and Dylan Forshine, The Mandalorian, Chapter 4, Sanctuary. Jeff Sebenek, The Mandalorian, Chapter 8, Redemption. Bikash Patel, Ozark, Fire Pink.
I don't gotta sleep on the sidewalk by the gun store in order not to kill myself.
Cindy Molo, Ozark, Wartime. Dean Zimmerman and Catherine Naranjo, Stranger Things, Chapter 8, The Battle of Starcourt.
Flee this, you ugly piece of
Ken Iluto, Succession, DC.
Buckle up, folks. We're going to get an invite to the great national latrine. See who wants to take a public dump.
Yeah, Mr. is going to Washington.
No!
Bill Henry and Venya Brooke, Succession, This Is Not for Tears.
I just don't know. What? Come on. You're not a killer.
And the Emmy goes to
Bill Henry and Venya Brooke, Succession, This Is Not for Tears.
Thanks to Jesse and Mark for this extraordinary experience, Jane for suggesting me to Dara, HBO for remembering me, Venya Brooke, my gifted collaborator, Ken Aludo and Ann McCabe, my talented neighbors. I share this with all three of you. Deep appreciation to John, Peter, Paul, Ann, Nancy, Tarek, Stuart, and dear Mike. Heartfelt gratitude to my folks, Carol and Doc, and Gabriel, my Gibraltar. I love you. Thank you, Academy members, for this humbling recognition. Good night.
And now, here are the nominees for Outstanding Single Camera Picture Editing for a limited series or movie.
Skip McDonald, El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. Robert Komatsu, Mrs. America, Phyllis.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Ass is a three-letter word.
Come on, come on.
Hank Van Aken, Watchmen. A god walks into a bar.
It is Christmas. A man in a mask kicks in the door. You push me down. The bullet hits the clock.
David Eisenberg, Watchmen. It's summer and we're running out of ice. Anna Hauger, Watchmen, This Extraordinary Being.
Where is he?
And the Emmy goes to
Hank Van Aken, Watchmen, a god walks into a bar.
Thank you, Academy members, for this great recognition. First of all, a big thank you to my wife and daughter for their support. Thank you, Kevin Suarez, my right-hand man. Thank you, Damon Lindelof, for creating this amazing show, director Nicole Cassell, Regina King, and a cast that made my work a joy. Thank you, Tom Spezialy, John Blair, Pam Fitzgerald, HBO. Thank you, Jade Gilbert. Watchmen has been an unforgettable journey, a wild ride with the best. Thank you.
This is the front door.
Here's the living room.
The hallway that takes us to
The kitchen.
The bedroom.
Oh, and of course, where we spend most of our time.
The backyard.
Hello, Emmy lovers. Well, creative Emmy lovers. It's me, John Hodgman, the co-creator and co-star of Dicktown for Cake on FXX. You know, in addition to being an actor and comedian, I also write an advice column in the New York Times Magazine. Yeah, print journalism. And as such, if I were to give the Television Academy any editorial advice, it would be, let's simplify these category names. I mean, look, these are the nominees for Outstanding Sound Mixing for a Comedy or Drama Series, parentheses, half hour, and Animation. Come on, we can strunk and white this a little bit. Cut it down. Anyway, here they are.
The sound mixing teams from The Mandalorian, Chapter 2, The Child. Modern Family, Finale, Part 1.
My first love, your every breath that I take.
The Ranch, Fade Away.
Hey, look at me. Open your eyes. What? No, Cole, come on. It's Abby, okay? Don't you leave me.
Okay, here we go.
Go!
Schitt's Creek, Happy Ending.
Is it me, or do they look like husband and wife? Kind of.
Space Force, Save Epsilon 6.
I'd appreciate it if you could erase any images you now have in your mind. Yep.
And the Emmy goes to... I just ended a sentence with a preposition.
The Mandalorian, Chapter 2, The Child.
Woo!
Thank you, the Television Academy. On behalf of Chris and Sean, I accept this award joyfully. Thank you to Lucasfilm and Disney and Skywalker Sound, and thank you to all the crew involved in making this a great track. Thank you to Favreau and Filoni for trusting us to help tell your story, and thank you to all the family and all the friends, and thank you for letting us do it all over again.
And now on to the Emmy for Outstanding Sound Mixing for a Limited Series or Movie. Still pretty wordy, but no parentheses. Better. Here are the nominees.
The sound mixing teams from American Horror Story 1984, Camp Redwood. Devs, Episode 3. El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. Hollywood, hooray for Hollywood.
You. Okay, thank you very much. That's it for today.
Watchmen, this extraordinary being.
Say cheese.
And the Emmy goes to...
Watchmen, this extraordinary being.
We'd like to thank all the Academy members for voting for us. Dory Chase at HBO, John Blair and Pam Fitzgerald, our producers, our picture editor, Anna Hauger, David and Hank, Brad North and his team, Jordan, Harry, and Tiffany, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross and Sally Bolt for handling all the music, our mix techs Milo Train and Robert Cooper, our engineers and everyone at Technicolor, our families at home, and last but not least, Damon Lindelof for letting us be a part of this amazing show. Thank you.
She received her 4th Emmy nomination for Orange is the New Black this year. Please welcome Laverne Cox.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Laverne Cox, from Orange is the New Black. I'm also an executive producer of the Netflix original documentary about the trans experience and representation in film and on television called Disclosure, which I'm sure you've been hearing about. Speaking of hearing, in order to give the viewer a full sensory television experience, you need to have a great sound editor. Sound completes the picture, creates the atmosphere, and can even sell a joke. Here are the nominees for Outstanding Sound Editing for a comedy or drama series, 1 hour.
The sound editing teams from Better Call Saul, Bagman, The Boys, The Name of the Game,
You boys okay?
The Crown, Obervan, Star Trek Picard, Et in Arcadia Ego, Part 2.
Here come the orchids.
Let's see how much time they can buy us.
Stranger Things, Chapter 8, The Battle of Starcourt. Westworld, Parce Domine.
And the Emmy goes to
Stranger Things, Chapter 8, The Battle of Starcourt.
Thanks to the Academy voters for this award. It's a huge honor. A huge thanks to our Scoops Troops leaders, Matt and Ross Duffer, Sean Levy, Rand Geiger, and everyone over at Netflix. Over to you, Will.
Thanks also to our sound editing team of Ryan, Carrie, Angelo, Katie, and Steve, and our picture editing crew of Dean, Nat, Kat, and Casey. Over to you, Dave.
We'd also like to thank Mark Patterson, Kyle Dixon, and Michael Stein, and Nora Felder. Thank you.
Congratulations. And now, on to Outstanding Sound Editing for a comedy drama series, half hour, and animation. Here are the nominees.
The sound editing teams from Glow, The Libertines, The Mandalorian, Chapter 1, The Mandalorian, Silicon Valley, Exit Event,
Dear sweet mother of God, what have we done?
Space Force, The Launch.
What's going on? Did it blow up? Not yet.
Epsilon 6 is in orbit.
What We Do in the Shadows, The Return.
Carol, do not eat. Something wrong.
Up. You want to show Carol your room?
No, I don't think she'd like that.
Would you like to see Guillermo's room?
She's going to eat him if she goes to the
Okay,
room.
probably better not.
And the Emmy goes to
The Mandalorian, Chapter 1, The Mandalorian.
Thank you to the Television Academy to be recognized for this award, and special thanks to the teams at Disney and Lucasfilm, Skywalker Sound, Kathy Kennedy, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni.
Thank you to our crew. Hi to my family in Delaware, my family in California. To my wife, Barbara, I love you.
Thank you to my patient children, Lily Wilfie, my mum, and my very supportive friends.
Love to my wonderful mom and dad and the always passionate Star Wars fans and George Lucas.
From the multi-nominated series, The Umbrella Academy, please welcome Justin H. Min.
This year's crop of production design nominees provides a rich backdrop for some of television's most inventive shows. Here are the nominees for Outstanding Production Design for a Narrative Program Half Hour.
The production design teams from Glow, Up, Up, Up. The Mandalorian, Chapter 1, The Mandalorian. Space Force, The Launch. What We Do in the Shadows, Resurrection, Collaboration, Witches. Will and Grace, We Love Lucy.
And the Emmy goes to?
The Mandalorian, Chapter 1, The Mandalorian.
Thank you so much to the Television Academy and Jon Favreau for your wonderful vision and enthusiasm, and Dave Filoni, our inspiring director, Colin Wilson, the best producer I know. We share this with Doug Chiang and his fabulous team at Lucasfilm, but none of this would be possible without this fabulous team of craftspeople here. Amanda and Sean's set deck team. We've got Tom Early's construction team, Josh Roth's props team, Richie Bell Green's team, and our fabulous art department, Jeff, John, and Sarah.
And now, the Emmy for Outstanding Production Design for Narrative Contemporary Program, 1 Hour or More. Here are the nominees.
The production design teams from Big Little Lies, What Have They Done? The Bad Mother, I Want to Know. The Handmaid's Tale, Household. Killing Eve, Are You from Pinner? The Morning Show, In the Dark Night of the Soul, It's Always 3:30 in the morning. Ozark, Wartime. Succession, This Is Not for Tears.
And the Emmy goes to?
The Handmaid's Tale, Household.
The Handmaid's Tale has become more than a piece of entertainment. It's become a tool to speak critically about our reality. As we witness blatant abuse of power and continual setbacks in an ongoing fight for equality, the narrative reflects our anger and our resistance. Every day as we go to work, we put our skills towards this end and hope to turn them into real power. We would like to thank the Academy for the honor of this award. Our thanks go to the exceptional creators we have had the pleasure to work with, Bruce Miller, Elizabeth Moss, and the entire cast, Warren Littlefield, Mike Barker, Kim Todd, our director Dervla Walsh, and DP Stuart Biddlecombe. But the hard work of pulling off the vision of this show falls on the backs of our crew, whose skill and commitment are evident in every frame. Martha, Rob, and I accept this award on their behalf.
That could have gone better. The winners were gracious, presenters were, presentational? It makes me want to do this all again tomorrow night. What? We are? Oh, hell yeah! Good news, everybody! We're back tomorrow night, streaming right here at Emmys.com at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And then on Saturday, all of our star presenters will come together for a supersized 2-hour creative art show on FXX. Oh boy, I can't wait. Maybe I'll stay up all night. I don't know. I'm excited. Are you excited? I hope you are. Good night.